Yo, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. So today we are talking about the SCUF Instinct Pro. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this controller. This thing is awesome. Oh man, this thing is so good. Also, I'm not going to be talking about every single feature that this controller has because I did a SCUF Instinct versus Elite 2 video already. If you guys have not seen the SCUF Instinct video, be sure and check that out. I'm going to put it right here, and also I will put it in the description below. Man, I go through so many details on the controller, and I think that is going to just kind of cover the gamut. So I'm really just going to focus on some of the features that the Pro has and then put those up against the Elite 2. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so first up is grip. Man, I love the grip on this thing. It's awesome. Really, it really is. It is not too thick. It's not too beefy. It's a really good medium, and it's not too light either. It really is. It's kind of a perfect in between grips for me, and definitely like my hand size, and it just fits really nice. And it doesn't hurt your hand. It doesn't put like scratches or little small needles, you know, like going into your hands or into your fingers. So man, I think that they did a killer job with this grip. I really do. I think that they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Because here's the thing, this controller really grows on you. Really, just kind of over time, I've liked it more and more. It just fits really nice in your hand. It's got a really good slim design as well. So with the Elite 2 grip, it's definitely thicker. It's definitely a little bit more heavier. And here's the thing, it's almost kind of slick a little bit. Definitely not like, it doesn't just like slide off your hands like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just, you know, a different texture, a different material that is just a little bit more slick. Whereas the SCUF Instinct Pro grip literally just grips to your hand. And I know that sounds stupid, and maybe there was some pun intended, I don't know. But for real, it just kind of like fits in there nicely. So speaking of grips, I'm not really a sweaty hands person, so I can't really, you know, navigate the fact that, hey, like my hands are like dripping sweat as I'm holding a controller. One thing that I will say, and this is probably gonna sound kind of crazy, but my hands kind of got a little bit more hotter and a little bit more sweatier, if that makes sense, with the Instinct over the Instinct Pro. So I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's probably just the plastic materials that they used. And like I said, it's not like dripping sweat, like it was nothing like that, but I could tell a really small difference, and that's super minor. But you know what, I wanted to kind of go ahead and throw that out there. So speaking of that as well, I actually bought some gamer grip, and it smells really good. It does. It smells. It's kind of got this like minty flavor, essential oil-ish type of smell, and it's you know, overall a pretty good lotion. For me, I wouldn't buy it again. I don't have super sweaty hands, and I mean it definitely worked to kind of dry out my hands. Like I could definitely tell a difference. But did it help me grip the controller more or better or anything like that? No. It literally just kind of made my hands, you know, a little bit more drier and kind of softish to a degree. But I would absolutely love to know, for someone who has used it, if you have more sweaty hands, if it actually helped and if it worked. So obviously comment below because I would love to know. Alrighty, moving on to triggers. Man, the triggers are a huge improvement on the Pro, which is why it's more expensive, but we'll be going into process here in just a second. The triggers are nice. Oh my gosh, like they literally advertise that it's a mouse click, and it sounds just like a mouse click, literally. Sounds just like a mouse click. See, there you go. But man, the response time is fantastic. I literally have not had any issues in every single game that I've played, whether it be a first-person shooter or it be a simulator game or guys, whatever. I have not had any issues at all. Man, here's the thing. This is what cracks me up, is there's literally the only piece of metal or aluminum on this controller is the trigger flip button. Literally. It's right here on the very back. It is the only piece of metal or aluminum on this controller. So for some reason they decided to go a little bit more heavy duty with the flip, you know, over triggers or thumbsticks, or yeah, over, you know, a more just kind of like robust controller. That's the thing they decided to go metal with. So for me, I honestly just kind of thought that was kind of funny. But as far as like flipping it easy while you're playing, that is not the case, because this is not an easy. It's kind of hidden in there, and it's almost kind of embedded in it. So you literally, if you want to flip it over mid-game, that's going to be very difficult to do. You're going to have to wait till the game over, unless you can get your nail underneath it, and then you could potentially, boom, flip that over. But it's still really hard. It's still kind of hard to just. It's not just whoop whoop. You know, not a very easy thing to do. So whereas with the Elite 2, literally you could flip it down in game, a lot easier, smoother. So the Elite 2 wins in that regard. Also, one last thing with the triggers, the Elite 2 has a little bit of a further distance to go whenever you're actually pulling the trigger, even on the most stiff settings, whereas the SCUF Pro, literally just boom, click, and it's a hit. Yeah, so another pro about the Pro is the stick retractability. Guys, it is so responsive, like literally, like look at this thing, it just straight back to the middle. Yeah, so something minor, but it is a little bit faster than the Elite 2. Both are super quick, super responsive. I mean, literally, it's gonna be really, it's probably like within like milliseconds. I have no idea how long that it takes to get back to the original position. I don't even know how to measure that. I'm not that smart. So another fun fact about the thumbsticks is you can actually map that to a back paddle. Besides pressing down on the thumbstick, you can map that to the paddle. All right, there you go. There's a little fun fact for the day. Okay, so moving on to price. With pricing, it can be a little tricky, especially with the SCUF, because they literally charge you for every single piece of material and ring and faceplate, especially if you want different colors. If you want, guys, whatever, if you want any type of customization besides just the basic controller, you will pay for it with SCUF. So the price that I paid for the Instinct is $314.49. And the price that I paid for the Instinct Pro was $283.96. So guys, as you can see, it is a really, really pricey controller, regardless of which way that you go. If you want to do all kinds of different designs, different colors, then hey, it can get up there, it can get really pricey. Even if you just go with a basic, here's some prices on that. So for the SCUF Instinct Pro, you're easily going to be looking at anywhere between probably $232 to $250. And that's going to depend on shipping, that's going to depend on the taxes, all that stuff, guys. So the numbers are probably going to vary just a little bit. So I'm just kind of giving more of a rough estimate. Now with the SCUF Instinct, you're going to be looking at around $200. Now for the Elite 2, typical retail is around $179.99. You can find it for easily $156, $157. I've even seen it cheap as like $150, which is a killer deal for that controller, especially whenever you're stacking it up against the prices of the SCUF. Also, speaking of pricing, let's just kind of hit on the batteries for just a second. Man, I had some awesome comments in a previous video that people were talking about how they're using rechargeable batteries. Man, I would absolutely love to know which brand and the ones that you guys are using, and honestly, if you've had any luck with them. Because here's the thing, in the past, a lot of the rechargeable batteries I've used just do not last that long. And especially with the controller, and it just felt like I was always charging them, and it was just like, man, I'm just kind of like, this is just kind of a waste of time, because I would just have to buy more rechargeable batteries in order to keep them going. So I think that's definitely why I lean towards having just a built-in battery, because here's the thing, it should last at least, 2 to 3 years. I would imagine that this Elite controller, I've already had it for a year. I'm really hoping I get at least, 2 to 3 years out of it, like minimum, without having to buy a new one, or without having to send it in to replace the battery, or guys, whatever could, potentially happen. So comment below and let me know what rechargeable batteries you guys are using, and I may have to give them a little whirl and check them out. Yeah, honestly, it is super, super hard to tell which one weighs more and which one weighs less. Just holding them up right here, for me, literally this has 2 AA batteries in it. It still feels like it's just a little bit heavier, literally a little bit heavier. It's not crazy difference, guys. It's really not. That'd be really minor, just to 280, 0.1 grams or whatever. I don't know, but there you go. It is just a smidge heavier in my holding them up. Yeah, also the SCUF is compatible with Mac OS Catalina, Windows 10, Android 10, 10 plus, and obviously Xboxes. One last thing, the warranty is 6 months with the SCUF Instinct Pro. Both controllers have a 6-month warranty, which is 180 days. So yeah, with the accessories pack, you get 2 short and 2 tall domed and concave thumbsticks. You get the gamer's grip, you get a longer USB cable, you get a hard case. And guys, all that is retailing right now for $53, $52.96, and I think it's been on sale for like 40 bucks, I believe. So man, hey, if that's something that's interested you, if you want a couple more little extra goodies, there you go, give that a try. Alrighty, so that is gonna wrap up this video. Hey, if you guys have not seen the Instinct versus Elite 2, go and check that out. It covers so much information that I did not cover here. I literally just wanted to kind of pick and choose some of the pros and cons of the Pro versus the Elite 2 and kind of stack them up together. And that was literally just a couple little things, a couple little features that I did not get a chance to cover in the original video. So man, you guys will find that to be plenty. So be sure and check that out, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!